Yo, what is good, everybody? What is good? First things first, how's it going, everybody? What's good? And taking? Let me know if I'm saying that right. What's good, man? How's it going? I was having like a really tough time deciding what to stream today because I want to continue with Final Fantasy VIII, but I also really want to take a look at this ending a little bit. It's because like I watched it because it's a little weird. For those of y'all who don't know, it's like I guess it's because I'm still new at this. I've been doing YouTube for maybe just what almost a year now, and it's just like it's a little weird trying to actually absorb things when you're trying to be entertaining, like doing a reaction and stuff like that. So I figured I'd just go through and like just talk with y'all, make sure everything's good. First things first, can y'all actually hear me? If you're in the chat, sound off. Does everything sound okay? Am I like coming through? Because I'm currently working with Streamlabs now. I usually use the original like just OBS version, but I decided to go ahead and like start messing with Streamlabs. That's why we got the whole like that's why we got a different setup. We got the the different screens and all that. But if everything what's it called? Everything sounds okay. Let me know. Sounds good. All right. That being said, I think we can turn this music off. I ended up voting to do whatever because I would. Yo, look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming out. Because I don't know, we'll get started with this whole thing soon. It's just like I don't know. Kingdom Hearts is in a weird place with me right now. That's why I haven't been doing a lot of content on it recently, just because like I don't know. Like if you do one thing, you get burnt out on it really hard, and that's been going on with me. So like it means a lot to me when people say like yeah just do whatever and I'll tune in because like that means like that makes me feel like better as a content creator, just knowing that I can actually do what I like instead of doing the things that I don't necessarily like as much just to get views. So I appreciate you. That being said, let's dive in because I kind of want to take a closer look at this. So we just kind of going through and like whoa, it's like we're just kind of going through and talking. This is less like theory crafting and more just kind of taking it apart. Some theories come out of this, great, but because I noticed a couple of things here in this ending that were a little I guess just not even strange, just interesting, Because honestly, I think Unicross had a great ending. Like, I honestly think it might be one of the better endings in the series. Yeah, exactly. Like this with the whole Master of Masters thing. Like basically knowing that he raised his students. One, knowing that his actually, I don't know. Actually, instead of using this one, I think I might go to KH Insiders real quick, just to actually what's it called? Compare the translations. But yeah, no, I like this ending. It kind of wrapped up everything I wanted to in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, but also leave it open enough for the rest of the series to continue off of it. The dandelions are seeds of light meant to be sown into the future. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of what I expected. But honestly, we got a we've had an interesting look into the Master of Masters. I think not necessarily like as his plan, but not necessarily like when it comes to his plan or whatever. But just because like, and I was talking to a friend of mine about this as well. But the last couple of updates, like the Master of Masters, as far as we know him, like has been a cool character just because he's he's very funny and like kind of out there, I guess. But these last couple of updates, like we've kind of gotten into his past a little bit, and I like that because like we're talking about I think later on he says he's been battling the darkness his whole life. I think what is the one thing I didn't see coming the most? There were okay. I'm not gonna lie. There were a couple of things, like Brain being Luciu was a really big one that I really liked, but that also like led me into a little bit of confusion, depending on the ending. But we'll get there when we get there. But the one thing I liked the most though was it's actually two moments. It was the player being reincarnated into Xehanort, but also that all the Dream Eaters were our previous Keyblade builders. And the thing is, like, I kind of like that because like it kind of recontextualizes not entirely what Xehanort's done, but just the things that he says, and it like putting it in the perspective of this is just the player's life is really interesting to me, and I like that. But there was and I think like y'all know how Xehanort's name without the X is another. Like I thought that was a really cool thing that got a little bit more love in this update, and I actually really enjoyed that. But what I liked about the Dream Eater stuff though is because like the more that I think about it, like that's really dark for a Kingdom Hearts series, for a Kingdom Hearts game, because it's like when you think of Kingdom Hearts, you think of like Disney, you think of all the Disney influence in there. But and there are some games that got kind of dark, like for example, Chain of Memories, with like that scene where and it's mostly like scene in Chain of Memories too, and like scene kind of she's kind of out there, but with like scene like throwing replica Riku's like lifeless body around and then like hitting Naminé, like that was dark. And then you read the secret reports and learn about child experimentation happening in the dungeons of Radiant Garden. Like that's dark and all, and like I appreciate that because it kind of takes it away from what's it called? It kind of like takes it away from, oh, this is a Disney game, there's no way it can have a really deep or complex story. Like no, I think it can. And just yeah, I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a really cool thing, and I like that. 7 is perfect and lucky and bright. Oh, that actually rhymed in the. I don't know. Technically, they don't like the official translations either. But like, I thought that's kind of cool though. 7 is perfect and lucky and bright. 13 is discordant, unlucky, a blight. That's cool, I guess. Definitely gives more context to all Xehanort's statements. All the children sacrificed in the name of your research. Yeah, and like the thing is, even though Xehanort's gone, I'm happy with. Okay, I keep pausing. Even though Xehanort's gone, and like I firmly believe that like Xehanort does not need to be the antagonist of another game. I'm happy that they're just kind of diving into his past now, and that's something I'm totally fine with because not only do you still get you still get your Xehanort, everything you like about him, you still get to put him in the series if you just really want him there, but giving us new ways, new viewpoints to really look at him through is really interesting. And I feel like that's what you should do with a villain that you still want to kind of explore without having him be an actual like force in the narrative. And I love that. I love what Nomura did there. Hold on, wait, I missed that. These 13 darknesses expanded, propagating more formless shadows. Okay. Also, we got 10 people in the stream. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Can we get 10 likes though? And the collective without a form became individuals, waiting for the opportunity to nest within those who possess strong hearts. All right. Hold on. Okay, so that's kind of something we kind of already knew, I guess, with the whole like hive mind thing happening. As their numbers grew, a breed of darkness with form came into being. Okay, it's just talking about the Heartless. Okay, that's one thing I kind of liked about darkness too, is the fact that like darkness is more of like a force, I guess. Yeah, see, and I really liked this too, because I'm not. How do I put this? I was really worried that the foretellers were just gonna kind of follow the Master of Masters. I was really worried that the foretellers were just gonna kind of follow the Master of Masters, except for of course Ava. But it's like this, and I plan on making a video about this later. But I kind of like this about the foretellers, because with the Master of Masters making them vessels for darkness, it's kind of like it's interesting because now it's like, okay, you know, they obviously don't know that they're vessels for darkness. Hey, what's good, Gumbo? What's good? How's it going, man? Yo, I've never caught you on stream before. KHUX, let's go, dude. That KHUX ending was really good. It was. I loved it. I was not expecting like too much from it, just because like and that's the thing. I didn't expect anything from this mobile game when it first came out. I was like, okay, you know, it's a Kingdom Hearts mobile game, whatever. I did not expect this update to like rock me to my core. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the foretellers. Because the thing is, like, I really thought they were just gonna be like mindless pawns of the Master of Masters, but this opens them up to like, you know, maybe they might rebel against the Master of Masters. Maybe they like actually have something to say, like. And I feel like that's what happened with Ava. Ava told us, what's it called? Or not, Ava didn't tell us anything. But like, Luciu told Ava what was going on, and Ava was like, no, I don't want to go along with that. And the thing is, Ava's the only one who really knows, because that's, you know, Luciu told her in Kingdom Hearts. I think that was key. And so, like, I wonder if all the foretellers are gonna either go along with it, in the sense of like just being these mindless pawns of the Master of Masters, or are they gonna actually, you know, join our heroes and fight back? And is it just gonna be Luciu and the Master of Masters? Like, I think that would be a really interesting way to go. I wanted to make your heart strong so that when darkness took root in them, you wouldn't lose to it. And also, there was something else I was thinking about earlier, and I want to talk about it a little bit later. The battle between human and inhuman. Don't let sentimentality cloud your goal. I wouldn't have entrusted the fate of humanity, guys, if I didn't believe in you. And okay. Also, like, something I've noticed about the Master of Masters in like the last couple of updates, because like he's very, like, you know, funny or whatever. Like, he's very chill. But these last couple of updates, he's been really serious, and like we can tell, we kind of get a little bit into we kind of get a look into like his I guess mental state, if you want to put it like that, but it's not necessarily that deep. But it's like, we know like about his, you know, his friends being taken by the darkness and all that, and just all this other stuff. And it's like, to me, that is really interesting, because I wonder if he's now just lost his emotions, because I've been sort of thinking for a while, like, part of me, like, even though his theme is like really disgusting, part of me, like, I made a theory a while back that the Master of Masters couldn't necessarily be an evil person, but in the sense of like he is a true neutral, and is not like, you know, he is. And that's why, like, when he was being a pure light, I really like that as well, because I wonder if he is just a true neutral in all of this, and like doesn't care about things like good or evil, just has a job that he wants to get done and is just willing to do it. And that was kind of like, that was interesting, in the least, I said. Or at least that's what I think. And yeah, that's also something I called in another theory, that the Book of Prophecies didn't necessarily matter. Man, dude, I love this update so much. Like Unicross, I don't know if it's like, because a while ago I made a video, like I made a countdown of the like the 12 days of Christmas or whatever, kind of on my like top 12 Kingdom Hearts games. I think Unicross is at like number 10. Honestly, with this, I might boost it up a little bit more, just because like this was really good and I really enjoyed this. I heard you didn't want. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'll DM you after the stream because I did want to talk a little bit, but yeah, I'll DM you after the stream. You think foretellers equal the earliest human nobodies? I don't necessarily think so. Because as of right now, I mean, we don't really know where they are, but I don't think the foretellers have been taken over by the darkness just yet, anyway. So I think they're still their own people. I guess, and the thing is, like, even if they're taken over by the darkness, I don't know if that's different. I think that might be different from actually like your heart falling to darkness and becoming a heartless, because that's taking over to like lowercase d darkness, the forces of darkness or malice, but capital D darkness is like a whole, that's a being possessing you. So I don't necessarily think they become a nobody just from the beings known as darkness taking them over. Were the foretellers in the same position as Terra? Yeah, they are. And like I like that this is coming around again. And look, and if because people rag on Terra because like, oh, he should have seen, he should have known what was happening with the Master Xehanort or whatever. Like I still don't necessarily blame Terra for that. So like if the same thing happens to the foretellers that happened to Terra, I don't want I don't want to hear nobody talking about the foretellers like they talked about Terra and all that. I don't want to hear none of that. Because the thing is, I love the foretellers. They have so much potential, and like, I don't know, dude. I love them so. The thing is, I love them so much because they have really interesting ways they can work with them. As far as like followers of the Master of Masters, like they could end up in like some sort of cult setting where they just blindly follow the Master of Masters all the time, or they could not. They could end up revolting against the Master of Masters, and we end up fighting with them against the Master of Masters. Like there's so much they could do with that. Master of Masters seems like a man so broken by the war he faced in his youth, he'd sacrifice everything to win. Even his... Yeah, that's the thing. And I like that about the Master of Masters. Because, like, I like villains that are evil just to be evil. But I also like stuff like this because you can't necessarily, like... You can't really blame him. If that does end up being the case, you couldn't really blame him for doing the things that he did. Because he's been fighting the darkness his whole time. He's had friends that have, been lost to the darkness. At this point, he just wants to be done with everything. So you know what? He's going to do everything in his power just to get it done. Because he's a tired man. He's broken. And, like, I hope that's the case. That'd be really cool. It was good, Jazora. What other things did the Master of Master put in the book just to manipulate the people that would read it, like even Ephemer? That's actually interesting, too. But the thing is, like, that could be something that the Master of Masters did, like not just to manipulate the foretellers, but like even people beyond them, people like Ephemer, everyone who ended up reading the Book of Prophecies. But we also know that, like, from past updates, that he didn't put everything in there. So it's like, I hope one day we'll actually get a look as to what's actually in the Book of Prophecies, because I think that'd be really cool to know, like, to know what he actually put in there and how that actually works out as far as the whole, like, the grand scheme of things. I've seen it happen to so many people I love, I promise I can read. But, like, because, yeah, dude, I love this line. I love that look into the Master of Masters. But the Battle of Light and Dark isn't a hero's tale. Dude, oh my god, see, it's things like that. Maybe I'm looking a little bit, too into it. But yeah, it's like, this isn't the tale of the, the hero who overcame the darkness. This is like, the tale of a person who was just so broken, who had to resort to, starting a whole Keyblade war and doing all of this to just finally put an end to the darkness once and for all. Like, that's cool. Brain didn't read the book. He just looked at the pictures. Yo, that's why the master made it a picture. That's why the master made it a picture book, because he knew we would read it. Oh, that's crazy talk. But yeah, like it's not, a story of a hero who overcame the darkness. This is a man who has seen people he's loved lose to the darkness, so he ends up just doing, resorting to darker methods to just get the job done. Something that, a lot of people aren't willing to do. It's like we got a better look into his character, and the thing is, I don't know how it's going to shape up, but if it goes that way, that'd be really cool. I'm preparing ways to save them. Like, yeah, I'd be if we don't end up losing the foretellers, I'll be fine with that too, honestly. Analyzing this is top of mind. It's a weird update for sure. May your heart be your guiding key. Oh yeah, and he reveals that Lucio is the traitor. Will we ever see more wielders from the Master of Masters' generation? The thing is, I don't, I kind of don't want to. I kind of want him to be the only one. Like, I would like to know about the other wielders for sure, but I kind of want him to be like the last of his generation. Dude, I'm sorry. Every time I see Vintage sleeping, it's just like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Also, this is like a short thing. This is a very short thing. Like, we can keep going, but man, I want to see, like, I mean, I don't like Brain's outfit is cool and all. I want to see like Lorium and Elrena's like designs in Unreal Engine. I just want to see that, and plus, I want to see how like they fight. I would love to have like some sort of boss battle with Lorium and Elrena. Like they don't know what's going on or something. Like, I don't know. I would love to like fight against them or play as them. Or maybe they're like in the party at some point or something. I want to see them in Unreal Engine. That'd be so cool. All right, let's keep going. I tried to see if the original transfer system between the real and data worlds had a way to bring every. Oh my god, this thing goes by so fast. Also, dude, Ventus, what are you doing, bro? Like, I know darkness is inside of him, and I know that darkness is probably Vanitas, but like, dude, come on, dude, just do something. Is Sora the one factor that the Master of Masters didn't see? The thing is, I don't know. I really don't know. If we want to save Ephemer and the others, we have to race against time. Okay. Because the thing is, like, he was talking about. Okay. The thing is, the Master of Masters was like, oh my god, we're only like 6 minutes in. Jesus Christ. Because the thing is, like, we've only seen. No, we've talked about the Master of Masters being a being of a pure light, and the thing is, in what's it called, in Remind, when he's talking to young Xehanort, he talks about the false light and all that. So I wonder if the Master of Masters like knew about Sora, knew that. I wonder if Sora is the false light, or Sora or the beings, the people who are on the side of light now, are technically the false light, because I would assume the Master of Masters, being a being of pure light, if he does end up being that, would see people who are on the side of light as false light. Because the thing is, like, you can wield light and just wield light for your own purposes, and I think someone commented this a while ago, but it's less about light and darkness, but more about malice, and that's something that I hope gets explored a little bit later. Because you can still be on the side of light and wield malice, and not hold true to those what's it called? To like the foundation of what light, what people of light should have, I guess. Like Ericus, for example, he was on the side of light but tried to kill Ventus. But I just wonder if the Master of Masters sees not just Sora as a false light, but like everyone who claims to be on the side of light as false lights. I don't know. It could be the blind leading the blind. Let's find out. Maybe the Master did see Sora, considering if he is putting the darkness in himself and all the leaders, so maybe they can be defeated. He probably needs someone to defeat them. I think one of my friends actually made a theory like that. I think one of my friends made a theory about that a while ago. Thought like the 7 crowns are they're like to be wielded so they can like hold the darkness, and then someone needs to defeat those people or something along those lines. And that's another thing I hope we get more about, or we get more context about. I hope the 7 crowns come back, because like they just kind of dropped that and left, and it's like, okay, I need more of that, please. Hey, what's good, D Carter? Welcome to the stream. Right now we just kind of chilling. We just going over the ending. We just kind of talking. Also, dude, can we just talk about Brain? Like Brain is a trooper for all of this. Brain was ready to die here. I think Lucio gave him the get out of jail free card, but Brain was ready to go. Like I love that. Also, yeah, I hope Charlotte comes back. I really hope she does. Like I made a theory a while ago about how Charlotte could be the true dandelion, and I hope that ends up being true, because I would hate Strelitzia to just show up to die. I hate when characters do that. It happened in the show I was watching watching a while ago called Black Lightning, where a character like came back from the dead and didn't do anything, and he just died. And it's like, dude, why did you even bring it back then? I hate when that happens. And that's also okay. I keep stopping it. I'm just gonna let it play. But that's also why I kind of hope that Ava is not Kyrie's grandmother. I hope Ava is still in the action in the future of the series, because like having Ava, kind of setting her up to do all that, setting up this mystery behind Ava and what she's doing, only to find out that she fulfilled her role, and then learned what the Master of Masters was doing, from Lucio. Fought in the Keyblade War and just left, and then became Kyrie's grandma. I feel like that'd be a little annoying. I kind of wouldn't want that. I want Ava to be back in the action when she comes back, because if she was Kyrie's grandma, that would just be kind of like a waste of her character. Also, I love how the player just kind of rips into Ephemera a little bit when the world's ending. Like, bro, I'm about to die, but I'm gonna get one quick one in real quick. Like, thank you. I appreciate that. Also, yeah, this scene right here. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. I'm assuming y'all know what happens. But this whole scene. Oh my god, where is it? It was after. Well, okay, I guess it doesn't come until later, but I kind of want to talk about that too. But it was after, the player traps the darknesses in the other realm. After they go through the portal. It's how did they not know? I'm sorry. Maybe I missed something. I'm more than willing to admit I missed something. But how did you not know that there was no darkness, that a being known as darkness, capital D darkness, was not inside the player? How did you not know that? Did no one get because there were only 4 of them. Apparently there are 6 darknesses in this world, or 6 or 7, something like that. It's how did you not know that everyone is still here? Everyone that arrived in this room originally is right here, and there's nothing's happening. It's dude, that to me kind of took me out of it. And it's maybe I missed something. Maybe there's something darkness can do that we don't know about yet. But it's I don't know about that one, Chief. Because how did you not know that there was no darkness in that player, or there was there was no darkness controlling that player? I feel did I really skip anything important? No, it's just Ephemera dying. That was my one thing with this update. Did no one get a head count? Also, I like that Lucio kind of, I guess he essentially kind of saved Brain by making him his vessel, you know. But I just want to know like what happened. Actually, no, I'm just gonna skip to it because like, I really want to. Also, yeah, this scene right here, with like all of this, this actually kind of got me, because the thing is like, well, I don't know. The thing is, I guess Ephemer would have had to know that like they were doing that whole plan with the player tricking darknesses and all that. But it's like when I first saw this, I was like, man, what if Ephemer's like last memory of the player is of them being taken over by darkness? Like that really kind of made me sad for a little bit. But it's like, dude, yeah, how did you not know that there's no darkness inside the player? And it's like, I don't know, because I believe in the last update there were 6 darknesses in total. And the thing is, there's one inside Aventus. And, there are 4 right here, and I guess there was one. I guess there was one that Lucia was talking to in the real world. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I guess they all. Oh my God. I guess they are all counted for. Hey, yo, we got 20 people in the stream. I appreciate y'all coming out, bro. I appreciate y'all. But I don't know. To me, like, I would think it would be somewhat obvious to see if, like, one of your companions has actually taken over this person or not. Ah, dude, and also the theme I'm about to play, I love it so much. I love whenever it plays, because that's when you know some big brain play is about to happen, and it's yeah, dude, that's when you know like some big brain play is going on, and I love it. Also, like, shout out to the player, and like I kind of like how they did that too. Explain why Zigbar Lushu doesn't remember what's in the box. I wonder if it's because like, because I don't know if Xehanort had like access to people's memories whenever he takes them over or something like that. Actually, you know what? I think he might. Xehanort might have access to people's memories when they get Norded. Because, for example, like when Xemnas calls Aqua's armor like old friend, and I think that was what was it, Birth by Sleep or Days or something like that. I can't remember which game that was. But there's a cutscene where Xemnas is looking at Aqua's like armor and calls it old friend. So I think like some part of the original body's like memory gets taken over, or like you can access some part of the original body's memory. So whenever like Braig became Zigbar and got Norded, I wonder if he locked a part of their memories. I wonder if Zigbar like locked a part of his memories, so Xehanort wouldn't know what was in the box and try to go after them. When Luciu takes a person, does he also merge with the person on her personality and consciousness? It'll explain why Luciu said he hasn't gone by the name Luciu in the epilogue of KHD before that. I mean, the thing is, that could be true though, because we don't know if Luciu has had contact with the Master of Masters, and no one really knows that he's Luciu besides people from the Age of Fairy Tales, the Foretellers, and the Master of Masters. So that could technically be true. Because if someone let's say someone from the Age of Fairy Tales meets up with them, sees him as Brain, they're gonna call him Brain. But it's like, yeah, I mean that could technically be true. But the thing is, as far as like Luciu goes, as far as whether his personality and stuff merges with them, that's the thing I don't know. That's something that would be interesting to look at, because Luciu in what's it called, in back cover, did not seem nearly as like snarky and have nearly as much sass as Zigbar does. So I wonder if he just like kind of developed that over the course of however many years he's been like body hopping, or if he just like, or if he does like take over their personality as well. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This scene almost got me. Dude, oh my god, I want okay, because I don't know if we're ever gonna see like Ephemer again in the future, because I think they wrapped up his story pretty nicely, honestly. So like, I wouldn't be upset if we don't see Ephemer again, but it's like, dude, I want to see Scold again. I want to see Scold in like in Unreal Engine, just because like there's so much they can still do with her, you know. Like there have been a couple of theories of how Scold couldn't, Scold could end up becoming the new leader of the what's it called, the Lupus Union, the one that Ava runs. Like, Scold could be the new union leader for that. But more importantly, I want to see like Scold, Ventus, Lorium, and Elrond. I want to see them reunite, because that's a cutscene I'm really looking forward to in the future. Bro, literal hellscape is going on up there. He was like, "Nah, let's go back inside." Yeah, okay. I've been kind of looking at this scene a little bit, just because I'm at a point where it's like, I feel like there's a lot here that I'm just kind of missing, and I want to like take a little, like a deeper look into it. If the Master of Masters does disappear to Quadratum, are we safe to assume that he can come back willingly due to his appearance in Remind later on in that time? Honestly, yeah, I'd think so. Just because the fact that it sounded like he found it on accident, you know. So it's like, if he found it on accident, I imagine there's some way he can just kind of get back and forth, or else, again, like you said, he wouldn't be there in Remind. So I'd imagine there's some way you can kind of go back and forth. We humans. Oh, okay. Okay. See, and it's stuff like this that makes me want to wait for the official translation. Because, hold on. And, like, this is not like a mock against. This is not like anything against this man. Like I said when I was doing the reaction, like, this man has been doing God's work the entire time. What was this? 1926? Oh, wait, no, they're different. Never mind. Because the wording here is different. And it makes me think that, like, I can't understand your actions. And when he says, like, yours in particular. Because that, like, those two lines, like, the difference in those two have very different connotations. Because when he says, like, that's why I want to wait. I want to look at the official translations when those come out. Because when he says, like, yours in particular there, that makes me think, like, because, darkness, like, there's like, darkness can spawn from, like, a spawning point, I guess. Like, there's a hive mind, and darkness can break off from that and become individual people. So when he says, yours in particular, that makes me think, oh, if the Master of Masters is some sort of being of light, can light do the same thing? And when he says, I can't understand your action, he could be talking about, like, the light as a whole. But when the Master of Masters says, he was like, are you talking about, light as a whole? Or are you talking about the being of light that I am right here, right now? And it's like that carries a completely different kind of weight depending on how it's worded. Because that makes me think, because this here makes me think like, there are multiple lights as well when he says yours in particular. But, and this one he says, like, you humans are weird or something like that. Yeah, he says humans. And it's like, okay, are you human or not? Like, I don't, oh my god. I need the official translations. Because there are like a couple of lines that can like make, like there are a few, I think about like making content in Kingdom Hearts series is that like a single line can just debunk everything in a theory. And it's like I'm not gonna say there's no such thing as splitting hairs, but there kind of isn't when you're doing stuff like this. What if Ephemer's heart became Sora? Yeah, like, are you talking about like if you reincarnated into Sora later on? Because I think that'd be really cool, and it would make sense to why, you know, what's it called? It would make sense, you know, with what happened in the Keyblade graveyard in KH3, because like, you know, that's just, you know, his past life, you know, giving him a little hand. Like his past life kind of, wait, is this? Yeah, this KH. It's important to know one's enemy. But yeah, dude, it's just like, I want to know what the Master is. I don't care who he is. I want to know what he is. So let's open it up little by little. But no, I think one of my friends was talking to me about. I think one of my friends was just talking to me about that earlier today before I started streaming. Hold on. The problem is, although there are places in the world where light cannot reach, there is no place darkness cannot. And see, that's another thing. One of my friends, like, we were talking about it a while ago. We were talking about that a while too. But there are just like so many lines that I want to see. Like, what's the official wording of all this? We can try to escape into a world without darkness. Yo, darkness is kind of getting a little clingy. Hold up, I wonder. Huh, okay. Because part of me is thinking, like, I wonder why darkness is, or I guess this darkness in particular, so never mind. But this darkness is just, like, really clingy. He keeps calling them, you know, him and the Master of Masters friends or whatever, when, you know, they're obviously enemies. I wonder if that is also hinting towards the Master of Masters being light, just because, you know, light and shadow, like, kind of balance each other out, so you could technically say that they are friends. But at the same time, they're also very much enemies. Or darkness could just be, you know, really sadistic. What is the clear difference between humans and other living beings? Humans want to believe that once they're gone, there's still another world. Okay, yeah, I want to talk about this a little bit, just because, like, think back to the days of like Kingdom Hearts 1, where like things were just fun. Like, you know, you're going to Tarzan, you're going to, you know, Little Mermaid, you're going to Hercules' world or whatever. It was just like a fun little adventure. And now we're over here talking about like, yeah, you know, I don't know if like heaven's real or not, but it's nice to think about it. Humans want to believe that once they're still gone, there's another world waiting for them. It's like, yo, where have we gone? What is happening? The thing is, I like where this is going. I do. I love it. I need more of this. But it's just like, man, a world beyond life I can imagine, a fictional world. I want, and part of me wonders if like whatever happened in Unreality with not Verum-Rex, like in the Verum-Rex trailer, with everything that was like kind of going on there. I wonder if that had to do with the Master of Masters. Like, I wonder if he somehow made that all happen. Also, yeah. So apparently, let's see. I can't remember who told me this. Does that mean Unreality is fiction? Does that mean that Unreality is fiction, or fiction is actually the afterlife? That's the thing. I don't really know. That's why I want to wait for the official translations to come out, because I actually want to know like the wording of this and how they're actually going to put this. Because depending on what that says, I couldn't tell you. But also, I remember being in a chat with some of my friends about this symbol specifically. And I think this is basically like a reference mark marking some sort of like new. I remember the word that stuck out to me was beginning. But I remember like thinking something about that, and like I want to take a look at that and maybe explore that in maybe a video of its own, because that, depending on what that means, that could mean quite a lot. And God, and also I want to know how that's pronounced too. Like I want to know how to actually say that. Why is KH Union Cross ending? I mean, I'd imagine they just kind of want to, get on with the story or whatever. Because if you're focusing on like, if you're splitting development between, multiple games at once, and you have a continually moving, like mobile game story, I'd imagine they kind of want to just get this piece off the board and just start connecting it to those stories. And honestly, I feel like with the way it ended, I feel like it's fine. I feel like it's okay. But who knows? They could be ending it now, so they announced the remake at E3, which honestly I'd be fine with. I think this game does need a remake, or not a remake, like a remaster, like a movie or something. The symbol looks like the symbol on your Zora's shoulder. Yeah, I did see that, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And it just makes me wonder that, like, I wonder if that was actually intentional or not. Because, like, I know everyone likes to say, like, there are no coincidences in Kingdom Hearts, but it's like, I wonder how many there actually are, you know? Because if Nomura, like, went down to that level of detail, like, no one can say anything about this man and his storytelling. Because that, like, if that is actually planned, that's fantastic, and I love it. And I need more of that. I'm glad I'm not a... Wait. Hold up. Bro, I didn't see... Oh, my God. I didn't see Skull shed that tear the first time, bro. That kind of hits. And that makes me really sad. See, that's... Oh, my God, dude. I want to see more of Scold. Because, like, she didn't... Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to finish that statement. But it's like, I want to see more of Scold in the future. That's why, like, all these characters from Unicross, like, I hope they come back. Just because, like, I mean, there are some characters whose stories are kind of done, and I kind of want them to be done. Like, for example, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Brain exactly, but, like, Ephemer, I wouldn't be upset if they just left his story where it is. Because, like, he went through everything that happened in Unicross, and at the end of the day, he ended up becoming, if I remember correctly, the first master he created Skullhead Kailum at the very least. It's like, that's cool. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Skullhead Kailum being Ephemer's legacy. And it's like, that's his story ends there. Like, that is a good way to end a story. Like, I won't be upset if he comes back later, just if they handle him well. But I'm not a fan of villains or enemies villains, friends villains, whatever. I'm not a fan of them coming back just so they can, just so they can come back for, like, some grand reveal. It's okay to, like, let things be done. And, like, I kind of hope, because his story ended on such a good note that I don't want to see it messed up at some point. Not to say, like, messed up, like, you don't know how to write them, but it's like, if Ephemer dies, like, it's some terrible way later, I really want this to be the end of Ephemer's story. Why is KH Unicross ending? I'd imagine they just don't want to, like, split development between these games and want to start focusing on, console games. Because at the end of the day, like, you're focusing on, like, you have Unicross and Dark Road, and that's fine and all, but those are, like, I think, that's at least one. I don't know if Dark Road is a separate team, but, that's a team that could be helping to work on, mainline console games. So it's like, and, Unicross was it was already kind of coming to an end. So I'm not really upset that it's ending. I want to see what they look like in the normal cage style. It's hard to guess things like their age. Yeah, it kind of is too. And the thing is, like, and I'll say this right now, I am ready to down a hill that Days needs some sort of, like, remaster or remake or all that. But if it ends up coming down to, we can either get a remaster for Days or a remaster for Unicross, I'll take Unicross. Because this story is too good to be, like, left here, Like, I kind of want to see it done up, because the story is really good, but the gameplay is just is is not fun for me, at least. I didn't care for it. So I hope they just end up doing something with it in the future, and at least make it a little bit more accessible. Because I don't know if the app will still be able to be accessed and the cutscenes will be able to be accessed from the app. But it's like, maybe release it on like a package deal or something. Like maybe if you want to make it a new full game, like hell yeah, you do make it a new full game. But it's like I really hope that this is not the end for Union Cross, as far as like I hope that someday in the future, like a couple years in the future, if someone wants to experience Union Cross, I hope they don't. I hope the primary way of experiencing Union Cross is not YouTube. I hope there is a way that I hope Square gives us a way to experience Days in a different context. Maybe a full console game, maybe a movie, something like that. I don't know, but I hope there's another. I hope there are more plans for Union Cross in the future. But yeah, sorry, I didn't know. I like to talk. If y'all didn't know, but yeah, I didn't see Scold shed that tear there. That kind of made me really sad. And I'm not gonna lie, this kind of, I feel like this part here would have hit more if I had actually played Union Cross, because it's really this is really sweet, and I appreciate that. But I have no emotional attachment to the game as a whole. I barely have. I'm gonna say this right now. I barely have any emotional attachment to a lot of these characters, because like I didn't play with them. I didn't play as them. Like that wasn't me. Okay, yeah. This scene was probably one of the highlights. That was one of the highlights of this update for me. And oh my god, this song makes me really sad. But I think I talked about this earlier. But yeah, this is just like really, really dark. But I kind of like it though, because this shows that on the surface it's like it's very like it looks very childish, because the Dream Eaters are very cartoony, Pokemon looking characters. But like no, these are Keyblade builders whose hearts have gone to sleep, or who basically died. It's like on the surface, yeah, this looks very childish, but like this hurts. And that to me is like that to me is like Kingdom Hearts in its entirety, because like on the surface it looks very like what's it called? On the surface it looks like very and I guess it is it is kid friendly and all that. But like there's some really deep stuff here that like, or I guess it's deeper than surface level, and that's what I like about Kingdom Hearts, because I told you a while ago that like I was kind of getting burnt out on Kingdom Hearts. But the thing is, like, the reason I put out so many theories like this, all that stems from my fascination with the story, because it's really as convoluted as it may be, it's just really interesting. Like no story has captivated me. Well, I say that, except for A Silent Voice. But like no story has like really captivated me quite like this. I don't know. It's just I love it. It's like stuff like this reminds you why I like Kingdom Hearts, and not. Never mind. I'm gonna go on with it. I thought the player was gonna become Sora. Honestly, I would have believed that more than Xehanort. Like that kind of, yeah, okay. Xehanort's mom. Xehanort has a mom. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Xehanort has a mom, and that's another thing. Like Xehanort's mom. Xehanort has a mom. Like the main antagonist, we get to see like his mother in Union Cross, and it's like, dude, if you're gonna do that, like make Union Cross not like more accessible, just like do it up a little bit more, make it a movie or something, because Xehanort's mom is, and I say she's too important of a character, she's really not, but, or at least not yet, but it's like that's an important character. Why is it just at Union Cross? Like the thing is, I don't know if they plan on doing anything with her, but if they do, it's like, dude, don't introduce a character like this in Union Cross. And if you're gonna do it in Union Cross, make it and I hate to say this because Unicross is really good. Like, shout out to anyone who worked on this because they put hard work in it. But like, make it a console level version of Unicross. Make it like a movie or something. You know what? That's a whole video in itself. But yeah, just the fact that they introduced Xehanort's mom in Unicross, and also like, okay, sorry, I'm like I'm talking over here. I need to actually start reading chat. Let's see. KH like, yeah, dude, I would love a Days remaster. Like, I would love that so much. I thought the player was gonna. Oh yeah, I saw that. KH has been a very dark story since the first game, where they were talking about what happens when the whole worlds are destroyed. It's part of what. Yeah, and the thing is, like on the cover, you know, you see Donald, you see Goofy. It's like, oh, this is, you know, a kid's game, and to some extent, like, yeah, it kind of is a kid's game. But at the same time, like, if you actually pay attention to what's going on instead of just writing it off as a kid's game, you can see like there's some really good stuff here. I feel like Kingdom Hearts has this sort of reputation, has built up this reputation over the years, like, oh, it's a confusing story. It's, you know, I'm never gonna understand it. It's an incohesive story or uncohesive story, whatever, however you say that word. I don't really care right now. But it's like no, like if you just sit down and like actually pay attention, the story does tell you everything you need to know. Like, there are some things that are a little confusing. Like, I'm gonna be honest, you might have to look up. But it's like that's okay because there's a lot of good stuff here that's like I don't mind looking this stuff up, you know. But so I feel like it's written off so easily as just a hard to understand story or a kid's game. And it's like I wish that wasn't the case, but hey, you know, we're here, we're enjoying it. That's all that matters. But also, I remember someone telling me that this, you know, maybe this is Ephemer, this old dude right here. But it's like that. Part of me wants that to be the case, but part of me also doesn't want that to be the case. Because, like, you know, Ephemer, you know, looking after Xehanort, that would be really cool. Because, you know, Ephemer is always, you know, he's always the kind of person, like, look after his friends and take care of his friends. But it's like, you know, Ephemer looking after the player, even after, you know, he's reincarnated into Xehanort, would be really good. But also, like, dude, look at this. This man just keels over and dies. Like, I don't want that for Ephemer. And then Xehanort just walks away. Like, I don't want that for Ephemer. I don't. But that would also be really good for Ephemer to, you know, still be looking after the player after he's been reincarnated. Oh my gosh, I love that. What if Sora and Riku join the Union leaders? Assume some of them return to fight the darkness of the foretellers as vessels. Honestly, I think some of the Union leaders will end up joining our side. Like, I feel like Lorium and Elrena and maybe Scold will definitely like join our side for sure. I feel like that will be a thing. Is it strange how Scala looks different than from Dark Road or KH3? Okay, yeah, because like that's what I've been saying. That's why I'm confused on the whole brain thing just a little bit. Because okay, I'm gonna skip over to Scala real quick. Also, all the music here, this whole like section, this whole credit section, some of the best music. It's so good. It's like a medley of different dearly beloveds, and I love every second of it. Like, I know everyone was like, you know, oh, you know, we gotta skip the credits and get to the story and do all that. Like, no, I want to listen to this. This is really good. Yoko Shimomura has like put her heart and soul into this whole franchise, and like I would be doing a disservice to not listen to this. But anyway, what was I doing again? I was looking for Scala actually. Because, yeah, like, you know, everyone was talking about, oh, this could just be a different island of Scala. But, like, I don't think it is. Because, like, okay, hold on. I think that's just Scala in a different time. I actually do want to look at Scarlet Nexus, too, because that looks really fun. Because, yeah, like, because every island of Scala at Kailum looks very similar as far as how they're structured. And it's like, nothing here makes me think that there's some section of Scala that just looks completely different from this. Like, nothing here tells me that. And it's like, because I don't believe for a second that this is this. Like, I don't believe that. I think that's like, maybe Scala, like early Scala. I could believe that. which makes me think that like Brain is just like once Zigbar or once Lucy was done with Brain's body, he just kind of let Brain go to the future, whatever. I think that's what happened. I don't know, but I don't believe for a second that that is just that's modern Skull ad Kylum. I don't think that's the case. And if it is, like that's a little weird to me. Like I kind of don't like that because this looks like freaking. I think someone pointed out here. This looks like kind of like Italy, and I love this Scala design, by the way. If we ever get to like come back to this time or wherever this is or whenever this is, I hope you get to play in this because this looks amazing and I kind of love it. Sorry, I'm trying to reach out right now. I have to. Wow, I'm kind of behind on chat. I had to step away for a second. What I missed? No, you didn't really miss a whole lot. We're just kind of talking and vibing, we chilling. The way that whole person just dropped, yeah. That's the thing. That's why I don't want him to be everywhere, because I don't know who that man is, but they did him so dirty, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want that to be an important character who just drops. Like, bro, that's disrespectful in every sense of the word. I don't think it's ephemeral. I think too much time has passed. I mean, yeah, it really, and like I said, it could just not be an important character. But if it is someone important, like I would like it to be, you know. Actually, no, I don't know who I would want it to be if it is someone important. I kind of don't want it to be important. I think the Scala we saw in the, hold on, chat is being weird. I think the Scala we saw in the finale is either a different part of Scala or it's Scala early in the time, like way before Dark Road, but sometime after Ephemer's dead. So yeah, that's what I think that this version of Scala is. Definitely Scala at a different time from Xanor's memories. In Dark Road, have no other people in spite of being a larger multi-sea world. But that wouldn't explain why Scala looked gray when Xanor was a baby. Actually, yeah, you're right. But it's just, I don't know, dude. And I've been wrong before. I'm willing to admit that. But it's just, I don't know. But the thing is, like, when Xehanort was a baby, that's all fine and good. But Xehanort was in his 80s by the time he grew up and died in there. And he was at least I think he was at least 14, maybe 15 whenever he came back to Scala at Kylum. I don't know. Like, it could have changed from then to now. Because the thing is, like, we don't know how much time, like, we don't know when, in what time period Brain is, So it's like, we don't know what the difference or how big the time difference is from when Brain got to Scala at the end in this ending to when Xehanort was born. But actually, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it does look the same. But it's like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't want this to be, like, I kind of want this to be Scala beforehand. I'm going to be honest with you. Part of the betrayal store, like, yo, that'd be really cool. Actually, this might be the poor part of Scala. Like, if they delve into the lore of this place, oh, that'd be really cool. Twilight Blaze with the big brain. That'd be kind of cool. Like, Xehanort is a true, like, rags to riches story. Like, he came from the poor part of Scala, worked his way up. Had to step on a couple people along the way and became Master Xehanort. That'd be cool. I did some digging on Sigurd, and I think it'll be a part of the Betrayal storyline. What makes you say that? I'm interested. Do you think the Flowers Lightning are a medium to help remake their bodies? Also, the strong one that is always going to give her for Ventus. That could be. Because, yeah, part of me was wondering, like, why did they wake up here? I don't think they have any particular ties to... these places in particular. Also, Yeah, I want to talk about this who this person is for a bit. The way they're hold on, give me 1 second. Actually, Twilight Blaze, if you want to send me a theory, you can go ahead and join the community Discord. I just dropped the link in the chat. But honestly, I don't think, at least from this, vague shadow thing we have here, I don't think this is Xehanort. Because, I don't know. This is, one, Ventus is just kind of waking, or Ventus is just, like, sleeping here. I don't think Xehanort was born at this point, so no, I don't think that's Xehanort. But also, like, it could be maybe one of the people from that organization that we saw. Like, and maybe I'm, like, completely reaching here. But, hold on. Because I don't know. I don't think that could be Xehanort. I really don't think. It could be Master Ava. But just like the way that model looks. Because we don't really. You know what? I was going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But no, I don't think that could be Master Ava just because of the way the shadow looks. I think this could be something or someone from that organization that was introduced at the end of Unicross for sure. But that's more what I'm leaning towards right now. And then, oh my god. Brain being Lucio was... If you didn't see my reaction, yeah, you can watch it there. Because I'm not doing that again. But Jesus, man. Also, I really like the design too. I really like this design. It's so good. Actually, because like, let me put it this way. I like the top. I like this right here. A hood, a hat on top of a hood. That is not it, Chief. That is not it. Also, yeah, if you want to drop a theory, just drop it in the KH Theories channels, or just one of the Kingdom Hearts channels. Because I think we're at a point where it's like Unicross it's been out long enough to where like people have seen it. And also, yeah, I hate that they kind of dodged this question a little bit when they said, "Do you mind explaining that a little bit more?" It's like, dude, I want to know about this. What's that? Oh yeah, I forgot my PS4 was on. Like, dude, I want to learn more about this organization. I want to know how I can get one of those fits, bro. Because I like that. That looks cool, and I want that. Also, yeah, dude, when this music hits at the end, it's, oh man, I love it so much. That's what I'm saying, dude. Ephemer's story can end here, and it's fine. It's okay. I love that. Oh my god, dude. I hope that's where Ephemer. I'm not gonna say I hope that's where it ends, but like, I would rather it end here than have him come back and mess it up a little bit. Like, oh my god. But yeah, dude, like, all in all, this update was really good, and I really love it. Oh my god, dude, I love this opening so much. Or I love this ending so much. This is probably one of my favorite endings. All right, let's see. But honestly, for now, I've kind of like said most of what I said, most of what I want to say on this ending. I've kind of said my piece. I don't want to say too much because I want to make a lot of what I found here into videos. But like, so yeah, I expect more videos soon. But for now, I think I might end the stream here. We got 25 people in the stream. That is like the most we've had. I think the most I've ever had in the stream was like 30, and that was during the finale. It's like, I appreciate y'all for coming out. I appreciate y'all for supporting me coming out to the stream and doing all that. But that being said, I am probably going to end here. But if you're new here, I appreciate you for coming out. And you can expect a lot of Kingdom Hearts content. You can expect a lot of JRPG content as well. Because what I plan on doing is like I do plan on doing Kingdom Hearts content as well, but I also kind of want to branch out because I don't want to get burnt out on Kingdom Hearts like I did before. Because the thing is, this ending reminded me why I love Kingdom Hearts so much. And I want to keep that energy. So expect content soon. But that being said, this is Moose Wayne signing off.